Medimobility is a company which is specialized on battery repairs and battery maintenance. Where is it coming from? I mean, I don't need to tell this audience that there is an increasing hunger for energy and that batteries are a very hot topic at the moment, not only in the area of mobility, but also stability of our nets and also other applications like bicycles and so on. The number of batteries which are produced in this world is significantly increasing over the last years. So in 2023, the last reliable number was published with 10 to 15 billion cells, which is then roughly 200 to 300 million battery packs if we, for example, would take a bicycle or a scooter as an application. So obviously, this makes a huge amount of batteries which are entering our market every year, but repairs are not really done at the moment. And this has reasons. And the reasons are that they are firstly technically complex. You also need the spare parts, you need the know-how from the producer, from the BMS, from the CAN system. They are partially dangerous because you sometimes get batteries where you do not know which health status the respective battery is in. And obviously, the guys who are currently selling 200 or 300 million batteries or battery packs per year, they would like to also sell this amount of battery packs next year. And if you start now repairing these battery packs, their business model is in a certain danger. So as a result and as a consequence, we observed two situations. First of all, we observed that in the DACH region, so in Switzerland, Germany, and Austria, there is a certain lack of repair shops in the south. We observed that Netherlands is quite straightforward when it comes to repairs, and also in northern Germany, we observed a lot of repair shops, like South Germany, and we are sitting in Munich. I have to say this maybe in a side sentence. There was not really an offer for the customer to repair the batteries. And secondly, also the European Union recognized that there is a limited amount of repairs ongoing, while the battery materials and the waste are, the materials are very expensive and rare. The waste is a problem. So the European Union reacted with regulation. And the one regulation I would like to mention is the battery regulation. Obviously, the battery regulation has way more than the 3 bullets I'm outlining here, but the 3 bullets I'm outlining here are very important for our repair business. And the first one is that a battery pack must be easily removable and replaceable, that it has to be available at least for 5 years after the last model was sold, and most importantly, software must not prevent from replacing and or then also repairing the battery. That is very important for us. Additionally, the European Union also brought to life the Right to Repair Directive. This is now active, but has to be translated into national law until mid of next year. So we do not see the effects yet in the market, but there is a lot of discussions ongoing, which is going, when it comes to repair, obviously a little bit more or far than the battery regulation, saying even that the producer of the battery must offer a repair if the customer insists on it. And this is very important for us as a repair shop. Plus, it also obliges the producers to offer spare parts, tool instructions, etc., to repair shops like ours, and thereby enable repairments of batteries in the European Union. And this is exactly what Medimobility does here in Munich in our workshop. We are repairing batteries every day. This is not a vision. This is something we do. I saw in our system that we are at battery 2010, I think, something like that at the moment this year. So we are repairing every day, every month, hundreds of batteries, and thereby looking into maybe 4 different repairs. The first one is the damaged BMS. This is something which is very, very nicely to repair because the BMS is is a board which usually is not very expensive, can be easily replaced, and is really saving the whole battery. And normally it is only a very small part of the material price of the battery, and thereby it's a very good business case for the battery owner to replace that, or for the person who gives the warranty for this battery, so the producer. The second one is the cell replacement. The cell replacement is at the heart of the battery repair, because you really have to replace all the cells. It's sometimes, especially if the batteries are coming from China, it's economically a stretch. So there we always need to investigate if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense, but especially for applications where the batteries are not available as new products any longer in the market. Those cell replacements can not only save the battery, but the whole application. Then we see a lot of adapter damages similar to the BMS. This is a very straightforward repair and safeguards a huge value in material, but also in value for the customer. And finally, we also see often defective cases because they are dropped or something like that. So to keep them safe from water or other things dripping, dropping into the battery, we are also replacing the whole cases. That is what we do. I thank you very much that I had a chance to speak in front of you, and I think, Maximilian, that I have now another 4 minutes where questions can be raised if there are questions.
Yeah, thank you, Felix, very much. 4 minutes are over soon. You took a little bit longer, but I think we still have time for at least one question. If there's one in the audience, just raise your hand, unmute yourself, or write the question in the chat, and then I can ask it to Felix. Otherwise, Felix, maybe the right to repair, it sounds like it is a really important step. Could you maybe comment how well are the cell manufacturers or the product manufacturers prepared to fulfill this right, which is coming next year?
Yes, sure. Thank you very much for this question. So normally, I would hand over this question to my colleague Christian, who is also on the call, and he's a lawyer who is specialized exactly on these kind of directives. But in this case, as we are on a time pressure, I try to answer it directly. And the answer is pretty much straightforward. They are very, very rarely prepared. So especially if you come to the German producers, not even the ones which are outside of the European Union, but the German producers, especially the big ones, BMZ, Bosch, I personally have the feeling that those companies are still looking to see how the right to repair directive is then actually translated into German law and what it then actually means for them. And they are not taking preparation steps up front to prepare being ready in July next year, but they are waiting to see the final regulation that in Germany and then they will take action, which is a little bit a stretch for companies like us.